Okay, it's Friday, and so this is day 3 of the week for some more drawing that we're going to do together. I hope you have something to draw with, a piece of paper, some cardboard, your mom's favorite dress, and something to draw with for an actual utensil that will make marks on that thing, such as a stick dipped in barbecue sauce, or a pen, a pencil, a marker, or a crayon, something like that. I'm not sure which of those would be most likely to be where you live in your domicile. Now, we're having a lot of trouble with movie night these days because we've just burned through so many movies. So sometimes we wind up doing the repeat game where we watch a movie once or twice or 3 times or 4 times if we really like it. One of the movies we really thought was really great a couple of years ago was Paddington 2. That was a really sweet, funny, and beautiful movie. Enjoyed it very much, all of us in the family. I heard that they made a bunch of Paddington teddy bears that sold really well when that movie came out. I'm not surprised, of course. The cool thing about teddy bears, though, is they're very cheap to own because they never eat anything. And they never eat anything because they're always stuffed. Alrighty, well, shall we do some drawing? Okay, I think we should. Now, let's say hello to some folks in the chat. Alrighty, hello Sam, hello Hassan, hello Steven. Nice to see you all. Brian, nice to see you. Hassan, okay. Nadia is here as well. Okay, we are going to do some drawing with a you draw it, where I draw a line, you draw a line, you follow along, and we'll make something really fun together. And today's is a special one. It's one I've been wanting to do for a little while, so I hope you enjoy it. For this drawing, I'll just say very quickly on the outset that you're going to want to have a piece of paper set in landscape. Okay, that means you take your paper and turn it the long way. So the long way is top and bottom. Right, so this would be portrait here on the right. This is portrait, okay? This is the one we want right here, landscape, because this drawing is longer than it is tall. Okie dokie? Alrighty, now let's get right to the magic. So for today's drawing, you're gonna wanna start with a whole bunch of little C curves like this. And I'm gonna connect them all and I go straight across. Now, sometimes it's easier to do something that goes straight across your paper by actually rotating your paper and drawing it up and down. I find that, for example, if I want to draw a straight line, I have an easier time drawing it up and down than I do side to side. Okay, it just gets a little more wobbly for me when I go side to side. So if you feel like doing this and turning your paper, you'll see what I mean in a second. So what I'm going to do is this, watch. I'm just going to do a whole bunch of little C curves connected to each other like this. They don't have to all be exactly the same size, but that's how I want to start my drawing, okay? And that is also why I wanted you to rotate your paper so you can have plenty of space to do this. All right, now as always with these drawings, we only do a few simple kinds of lines, right? We're going to do a straight line like that. Sometimes we do a zigzag kind of line, and other times we do a slide with a nice curve, okay? Alrighty, I know you all can do that. Alrighty, now moving on, we're going to do, speaking of curves, a curved line. I'm going to look at the total length that I've drawn this. And this is where a little bit of math comes in. I want to say, okay, halfway, right, between where I started and where I finished is about here. And what is half of that, or rather 1/4 of the total distance of the line I drew? Let's see. Half of this is probably about there. Okay, so that is where I want to draw this curve. Now watch. I'm going to come up and out like that, and then give it just a little curve in the other direction at the end. So it's kind of a modified S curve. All right, let's zoom in so you can see that. Up and out, and then going in the other direction right there. And now I'm just going to come back and follow along, but I'm going to make this line start narrower, closer to the first line, and then move a little farther apart as I go. So check this out. Start here, and see how it's moving farther away from this line? And then farther still and farther still until I do that. That is how we're going to start this one. All right, now we look again at our total distance and we say, okay, we're here, here's the center of our drawing so far. I'm going to come and give myself about 1 inch here, and I'm going to make a big C curve up and over like this. Now, if you want to make a big C curve, sometimes you want to do it in stages, or you want to give yourself a little mark to aim for. So I can put a little dot on the page. And I can say, all right, I could come down to there, right? Or I can come up to meet it, either way, just like this. And now I want to come back down this way. So if I want, I can get that line started right there. So I have something to shoot for. And I can pick up and draw in a few steps if I want, if that makes my life easier, right? There you go. And we are on our way. I bet some people already have some good guesses about what this is. Now I'm going to do another S curve, and this S curve is going to be a long one, and I can do it in 2 steps. Watch. S curve. See that? One way and then the other. S curve. And now I'm going to continue that curve like this. Watch. Up and around and down. I'll zoom in for a moment. And then I'm going to continue it some more like so and stop right about there. So a nice big long loopy line, right? Okay. And now I want to do the same thing I did here, which is where I start a little more narrow, but I get a little wider as I come down. So watch. I'm going to follow this line here, following it, following it, following it, and then getting a little wider as I come down. And by now we probably know what we've got going on here. Mark says a sea serpent. Hi, Miguel. Stephen guessed an octopus. How do you say that? Is it Cthulhu? I never know how to say that. Yes, we're close, folks. It is a certain kind of a sea serpent, only it doesn't live in the sea. It lives in a lake. Alrighty. And with that, I think I've given it away. Now right here, I want you to do a nice circle. Right here. Just like that. And then inside that, another circle. I'm going to color that in. There is the eye of our creature, who is, in fact, Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. A little smile there. And I like to do this. I like to do a couple of little curves up there. I just think that's cute. Nessie is the Loch Ness Monster. Now we can't leave Nessie all alone here. What I want to do is have a little sailboat. And this is very easy to draw, so watch. I'm just going to do a little diagonal line up this way. And then I'm going to come back this way. Here we go. Back to about there. Got to make sure the sailboat is small when compared to the size of Nessie, right? And then down this way. Okay, now I'm going to make a nice mast for this. But I'm going to not put it in the middle of the boat. I'm going to tuck it over this way a little bit. Because here I'm going to put a person, so watch. I'm just going to come up here. Like so. How long is that line? It's longer than this line, isn't it? That's important. Make that line longer. I'll make it even a little taller than that. There we go. Okay, next we're going to do a really shallow C curve. We're going to start and end here and here. Okay, so watch. Shallow C curve. And then I'm going to have a line come straight out this way. Boom. And from there, I'm going to do another C curve out to here. Just like that. Ta-da! And there's our sail. Okay, and you can, if you want, do like a little line coming back that way. Now for the person. Well, this is such a small area in which to draw. Well, how would I do this? Don't worry. Look how easy this is. Here's a triangle, a circle, and look, a little line like that. And that little line kind of gives us the tilt of the head and the nose of the person. And if you want, you could do a little line like this for hair or something. Doesn't matter. But I like this part. Action lines saying, oh my gosh, what am I looking at? Is that Nessie? Holy cow. And there you have your Loch Ness Monster with a sailboat and a person. Perfect. I'm going to decorate this person with a couple of lines here. I just think that's fun. And now for some decorations, some details on Nessie. So what will I do to decorate Nessie? You could do whatever you like. I am just going to do this. Just do a couple of little C curves here and there, like that. Just for some texture, right? That's a nice thing to do. I'm just kind of putting them here and there. I'm gonna put some on the tail. There you go. And you could even do this. Look, you can make a little splash. Do a little splash like this. Like the water is splashing up. Here, a little splash, 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 splash. Okay? Alrighty. Ariana says she likes it. Thank you, Ariana. I appreciate that. Alrighty. How about we put a little sun up there? Just make a little circle. Here's a trick you can do. If you want to show that it's a really sunny day, around your circle you do lines like this. Watch, I do a line that kind of follows along, and then I do one starting halfway there and following along. I do another one on this side maybe, and then another one going this way, and continuing here and there. This kind of suggests that, oof, it's a really hot day. That's a trick you can do with your drawings. Maybe you want some birds in the sky. If you want, you could draw some hills in the background, some Scottish hills. In the water, you can do things like this. A few little lines, like these little wavies. See that? That's kind of a nice thing to do as well. And that is our You Draw It for today. Now, we are going to continue with the doodle game. Now, this is where I want you to look at these two doodles, okay, number 1 and number 2. And you have to tell me, what do you see in these doodles? We'll start with number 1, all right? What do you see here? This is something that I'm going to draw. I'm going to continue it, and we turn it into something fun, all right? So tell me what you see. Is it a person? Is it an animal? Is it a thing? What is it? Is it an alien? I don't know. So let's look at that one. I'll get rid of the number here. So look here on the left and tell me, do you see a shape of any sort? Is anything calling out to you? If I rotate it, do you see something? What do you see? All right, Shelly says a nose and a mouth. Nose. Brianne says nose and a mouth. Like a cartoon, big nose looking to the right with a little mouth. Oh yeah. Let's try that. Let's try that, folks. All right. I'm going to make this person sneezing. So how about that? Maybe a mustache, some teeth, and sneeze. And there's that big nose. Woo! Okay, I like that. Now for number 2. So here's another shape for you to look at. So we see what we did there? We just make a little doodle out of it. Now this is a game, by the way, that you can play with friends or family. And you just make a little line on a piece of paper, a squiggly line, a line with some zigzags in it or whatever you like. Keep it simple, and then pass it over to your friend and say, you draw something. You give them a minute or two to make something out of it. Make a simple little doodle. And then they will make another one for you and pass it back, and it's your turn. You can go back and forth doing this. It's really fun. So let's look at the second one, and I'll look in the chat and see what is it that you see here on the right now. So we turn that first one into a sneezing guy, right? What do we see here on the right? What does this look like to you? Let's see. A wrench. Cool. Okay, I like that. It is kind of looking like a wrench. A crab claw about to pinch someone. Oh, for the first one, we had some other suggestions like a violin. Those are good ones too. Thank you. A banner, a flag. Cool. I see a wrench. I do see a crab claw too. Why don't we do the crab? Let's just go for it. Here we go. Okay. There's that. And there's that. And we'll just give on the other side a nice smaller claw. Okay. like that. I can't remember how many legs crabs have. Is it 6 or 8? I don't know. Close enough. I think we all get it. Cool. That, my friends, is the Doodle Game. And you can play that with your pals, and you can have a lot of fun with that. I like it. It's a fun one. I've played it with my kids before. They play it with each other. You can just do that all day. Awesome. So now it's time for an animal and activity. So this is where you suggest an animal doing something, maybe unexpected, and we get to draw it together, and I only have a couple of minutes to do it, so I try and do it as fast as I can, and usually it works out fine. So far, so good. We're up over 40 episodes now of the show, and I haven't botched it too badly yet. Maybe today will be the exception. You should never say these things out loud, right? If you want to see what we've done in the past, look, this was yesterday. We had a nice unicorn gardening. That was a really cool suggestion. The day before that, we had a fish flying a plane. Pretty neato. So today, who knows what it'll be? It'll be something completely different. So I'm going to grab my light color to sketch with, my light color, and I'm going to use that to do a sketch, and then I'll draw on top of that with the darker color. All right, let's see what we have. That was tons better than what you pictured in your head, Ariana says. That's really nice of you. Thank you, thank you. And thanks for these kind words, everybody. A frog doing yoga, says Isabella. That is a great suggestion. I might have to just go for that right away. You know what? Sometimes the first suggestion just hits me and I see an image in my mind. I'll read a few other ones out loud, though. A ninja pig cutting onions. That's fun. A panda playing the piano. I like that, too. Flamingo roller skating. That's a cool one. Flamingo. I think we did a flamingo once. Maybe I'm making that up. A toucan painting with his beak. Oh, that's a cool one. I like that too. Hey, these are very creative suggestions. I am going to try for the frog doing yoga. I think that one I just saw it in my mind. The question is, which pose? Which yoga pose? I don't know all of them, but I know some. I don't know what they're called. I know what they look like. So I think I might do that one where the arms are up and the one leg is up against the other leg. Something like a tree pose, or somebody who's a real yoga expert can tell me what that's called. All right, so Froggy, let's do this. Froggy has to be really zenned out here, doing yoga. And we're gonna have those arms up, Froggy arms up and over. Move my Froggy down here. Hands together. And then we have one Froggy leg down. And the other one up and in. Right? That's how it looks. And we gotta have that nice loose fitting yoga clothing. So we do this, we do like that. And there's a t-shirt and maybe some shorts. Get that knee out a little farther, make those legs a little longer. I'm gonna shrink my Froggy down. I wanna make the leg a little longer here, like that. I think that's better. This is the cool thing about sketching. You can just do it, draw over what you're drawing over and over and over until you feel like you really got it, you know? I kind of want those eyes to be closer together, so I'm gonna move those as well. There, I like that. I like those proportions better. I think that's funnier. Get those arms out to the side. I also want that mouth to be higher. I like that. All right. There we go. Maybe a little necklace here. Okay, Froggy. Oh, you know, it'd be fun. Let's take Froggy and put Froggy on a lily pad. How about that? So we'll just make this a lily pad, like that, like that. Okay. And there's our Froggy. Now, I'll just make that a little bit lighter, and I get a dark color. Come over here, and we draw our confident lines. We go 1 and 2 and 3, and up and over and out. And these go much faster than you might think, because it's easier to do this when I've got a sketch that I'm looking at. It gives me confidence, and I feel like I can nail it, right? So there's some kind of cool necklace hanging from Froggy's shirt there. Got the arms out in the back like this. Little Froggy hands. Boop, boop, boop. And now our nice shorts. This foot is going to interrupt that line. So I'm going to come back, down. Nice long Froggy foot. Am I saying Froggy too much? Sorry. There you go. Look at that. And get this leg down. It's okay to change the drawing, folks. If you feel like you got to change it as you're going, do it. Do it. Don't ever feel like you're committed to something with these kinds of drawings. You got to make them work in the moment, right? That's important. Added some chains. And there is our lily pad. Woo. Oops. There we go. And out the back. Throw some lines around that for the water. And we have Happy Froggy doing yoga. I think that turned out all right. There's our Froggy. Let's hide that sketch for a moment. Anything we need to add? Well, you know, you could always add a little shadow there, show that the shirt overlaps, right? And we could also put some nice waves of inspirato for Froggy, who is really zenning out, having a nice peaceful morning moment, doing some yoga on a lily pad. As always, a great suggestion. You all have fantastic imaginations. I love the suggestions that you pop in the chat every time. They're so fun. Put little decorations on it, little details here and there, right? Okie dokie. Well, hey, there you go. Yoga Froggy. And we had our Nessie, and that was a productive 25 minutes together, folks. Yeah, hey, all right, excellent. I hope you had a good time. I see some folks here are making some nice comments. Can he be standing on a lily pad? Oh, Brianne, you had the same suggestion. I'm so sorry. Well, great. You thought the same thing I did. Very cool. Infinity band in the wrist. Yeah, that would be cool. I agree with that. And thanks, Brianne. That's really kind. Excellent. Well, hey, guess what? That's the end of it for this week. And next week, I'm not going to be doing the show, but I'll be doing it the following week. So next week, draw yourselves. Please send me drawings. If you follow along with this show, send them to me on Twitter, okay? @Kyle T. Webster on Twitter. I love to see what people create. I like to collect these and just look at them, and it's really cool to see how everyone's drawing is slightly different from everybody else's. People design their own environments for these characters that we always do at the beginning of the show for the You Draw It, and I really appreciate that. So I hope you had fun. Everybody take care, everybody stay safe, and remember to please be kind, and I will see you again next time.